thank you very much, all of you for the invitation. It was I was also invited to be like present there, but it takes like 50 hours to get from Chile to Namibia. Only the foreign trip, so it was quite difficult for me, and also for the environment. But I am with you like in this way, and I'm very happy to be there. Now, let me introduce the agenda. I will stick on the 15 minutes. So, but firstly, it came to me the invitation. I have to be honest. I had to do a research or deeply about Chile and Namibia. We are like more than 88.5 thousand kilometers away, and as I said, 50 hours travel. Actually I had to travel to Amsterdam, I think, to get Namibia. Although we are closer in the south side. As you can see here, I took some potential, so solar potential, and we do share some of our latitude and some of our solar power source in the south of Namibia and also in the central central Chile. Maybe I want to introduce firstly, because maybe you don't know how it is happening in Chile right now. Why green hydrogen in Chile? So we can think about the green hydrogen in Namibia. So in our case, it's because of our solar potential and also our big wind potential. We do have another renewable resources, but the most important thing during these days, have been in solar in the north and wind in the south. With about in the north more than 30% of capacity factor, and in the case of wind, more than 50% in the south, very south of Chile, in Patagonia. Since 2014, but green hydrogen in Chile hasn't been like growing only in the last 3 years, but we foreseen that problem in 2014, 2015, when we were working with some institutional governmental institutions like the Solar Committee of Corfu, which is the Economic Development Agency, trying to answer the question how we can like take advantage of the sun in the north of Chile in order to use it during the all day, and during the year. And also not only for the north, but also for the south or central south of Chile. So we started about that time working very closely with the government, local government, also supporting the first international GIZ conference, which was sized for 40 people, and at that time in 2017 came more than 100, as you can see. After that, another milestone was the release of this document that was like not the Bible of the hydrogen, but you can say like a technical document where we could like put together all the information about hydrogen and technology and solutions. And then we started with something that you have been talking already. Strategy and regulation have been always focused on safety issues. And we have been working with the ministry very closely with the Ministry of Energy, which is in charge of the regulation of hydrogen right now, since lately 2019 and up to 2020 until the day of today. Then we create a lot of another studies and also technical workshops in order to boost the ecosystem of hydrogen. I'm going together with the ministry and the local authorities in order to support them for taking the best decisions of public policies and also for the needs of the market. Under that context, we believe that we have to create local capabilities, but also to have very good analysis of different aspects of hydrogen projects in order to support them and to help them to realize or go through the barriers that one project or the project can achieve or can realize during the way they want to, during the way they are trying to set up a new project like these initiatives of hydrogen or even ammonia. For that, for instance, we create this analysis for environmental aspects and permits for the Chilean case, of course, taking into consideration our local regulation and put it together with the hydrogen project. So with that we support the local development or the project development in order to achieve how to deal with local permits. And also we were supporting the Ministry of Energy in the elaboration of the strategy, the national strategy. In Chile, we have a national strategy, which is also, I think, 2 years old, already 2 years old. And for that, we also developed some analysis of the job potential for H2 projects, exportation, and also some other analysis that supported during the creation of this study. By the end of the 2020, we also identified the needs of the Latin America needs of information, and a lot of countries from our region asked us how was our experience dealing with the new steps for this new economy. And we created this platform of collaboration of two called H2 Live, which has already, I think, up to today, more than 30 members, not only countries, but also associations and also some ministries. And we do know that information is very valuable in this days, and we create this H2 newsletter that is we run every 2 weeks with worldly information and most important news of hydrogen world and also ammonia world, and you can like sign in if you like to have more information and news. So, what I'm trying to show you with all the steps we have been done, we have been working on, is that for a proper ecosystem and development of hydrogen, so ecosystem and hydrogen development hydrogen projects, you need to create like establish several actions and studies in order to support not only the companies but also support the governmental institutions, local authorities, and local governments, because we will be touched by some or another H2 project. Maybe the last report we did was a cooperation between the two working team of GIZ in Dominican Republic, which I had the honor to lead and to working with the local colleagues there. It was like technology and knowledge transfer from our experience from Chile to the Dominican Republic. What about the status of projects or big projects in Chile? You can see here like a summary of some projects, and you can say how was the situation in Chile so 2 years ago, and I can tell you that I think 2 years ago we only had this project and another project in the south, I think HIF. There were the only 2 projects 2 years ago, and now we have this all these projects, but also much more because we have like there's a list of over 60 projects or ideas of projects related to green hydrogen and green ammonia production. How does it happen, or why is so like huge the amount? What's the project? Well, I think because of our national conditions, resources, but also because of the framework. Because the project developers, they already know how to deal with a renewable project. An hydrogen project or ammonia project is a baseline is or 70% is energy, so is electricity. So we already have like a learning curve already achieved. There's some new issues related to hydrogen production, which is more related to safety rather than like a market situation. I mean, a market situation of Chile. And therefore, I think that's one of the reasons that we have seen so many projects or intention of ideas. And let me show you some results of the microanalysis or some economics of 3 cases we analyzed. I think 1.5 years ago in Chile, because we saw the needs for more complete information of the production of hydrogen. So we got these 3 companies that wanted to calculate the levelized cost of hydrogen, and we focused on them in order to analyze how would be a hydrogen solution for them. So in this first case, it was a small, we say small, but it's 3 megawatt power PV plant. It's not like house power plant, but it's larger than that. And with this case, there was an already installed PV power plant.
Mr. Tello, my sincere apologies. Mr. Tello?
Yes?
Thank you very much for your insightful presentation thus far. Are you able to give us an indication as to how much time you still require? Because we are very
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I'm going to the point. I'm going 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 120 seconds. Very well. Mr. Raffanetti, please also just bear that in mind, as well as Mr. Hay, that in exactly 10 minutes' time, it should have been the end of day 1 already. Sure. We do not want to do an injustice to you, to your expertise, to your questions.
2 minutes. 2 minutes, sorry.
Very well. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, sorry. So, what we realized in the calculation is that if you have several combinations of hydrogen projects related to the high purity, so of the purity of the hydrogen, and also you can get some numbers of 9 or 10 dollars per kilo in LCOH, but also some numbers up to down to 6. Of course, you have in another cases you have 11 or 12 and 9.6. But what you have to know is that these numbers are like far away from the 1.5 or 2 dollars per kilo that all the world is asking for, or the people are talking about. Those numbers are competitive if you want to use the hydrogen for like transport utilization or transport application. If you want to avoid like the good usage of diesel or something like that. So just to conclude, in terms of radiation and solar potential, Namibia do have a role to play in the hydrogen economy. I think those numbers I calculated was for Chile, of course, but you can get it someone very similar thing for your cases related to radiation. You need for sure a global framework, safety population, renewable energy, project environment, among others. Also, small scale PV projects with H2 can be a possible solution for local demand. And the coming reduction in electrolyte costs might help to have reduced CO2 worldwide. Of course, you have to think about the social license on sustainability criteria that need to be applied to the initiatives. So with that, thank you very much. I hope you have a nice also closing of the event for today.